Yo guys, what is going on? It's Stephen here and welcome back to the channel. What a whirlwind weekend, or long weekend if you include Monday, for the Reds. Beating Arsenal, signing Alexander Isak, and the failed late signing of Mark Gahey. We're going to get into all of that. I didn't make a match reaction video straight away because I wanted to just basically enjoy the game. I'm just moving my camera, moving my phone even. Enjoy the game, and I don't just want to be like, right, game's done, I'm now going to go and film like my reaction to it. I just wanted to enjoy the game because it was obviously it was a big game. Although I think very exaggerated how big the game actually was, because we are literally 3 games into the season now. But I do think it is a statement. Going into the international break as the only side in the Premier League with a perfect record when we've not been playing well. And that first half against Arsenal, we were not playing well either. To be 3 wins from 3 points clear. Yes, I get it's early season, so it doesn't really mean too much. But, 3 points, you're going to take, if there's a chance any time of the season to build a gap on your rivals, you want to do it as early as possible. So 3 points clear of Arsenal, I'm taking. 6 points clear of Man City, I'm going to take. Into the game itself, I think first half it was 2 poor teams. What was that? Thunder? Thunder! No. So first half, I think we were the better side, the worst side actually, not the better side. I think that I've just blown myself, of course. I think that Arsenal were the better side, but that's not saying much about Arsenal. That's not praising Arsenal, because both sides, in my opinion, were poor. It's just Arsenal were the better of the two. I think we were not good in that first half. Second half, I think we were a lot better. It was more like maybe 15-20 minutes in, I'd argue, where we really grew into it and you felt like if a side was going to score, it was going to be us. When we did take the lead, I think it was fully deserved personally. Even if it did require a moment of magic, I think it was, it was deserved. The goal itself was absolutely brilliant. I did joke that he was going to score, and no, I did not actually think he was going to score. I did just, he put it down, it was so bizarre. I thought, look, what, she's just going to smash it in now, as a joke, and he actually did, and I went absolutely mental when that went in. So moment of magic wins the game. I'm disappointed by Arsenal. I felt like, after last season, so the 2 seasons up against incredible Man City side, as a Liverpool fan, I get that. I get, we got 97 points and didn't win the league, for goodness sake. But obviously last season there was an expectation of Arsenal that if City didn't win it, they would be the inheritors. I think everyone, even myself included, thought that. And I think, we obviously came out of nowhere and won the league and won it quite convincingly. And then you look at Arsenal's business, you think, right, this is great business from Arsenal. Maybe, going into the season, they can, just be a bit more creative. And they came to this game, and the lineup with Odegaard's injured, all right, but you've got Eze, you've got Ranieri, you can play instead of him. It's nothing wrong with playing Eze. He's been playing for Palace. He's got match fitness. He's a great player. And you go for Marino in midfield. And then you go up top with Martinez on the left, who's been poor for quite a while now. And hearing from Arsenal fans, I personally thought it was maybe because of his good record against us. From Arsenal fans who obviously watch him all week, I've heard apparently it's more that he's quite, defensively, suppressed and has that sort of good work rate. Which again probably sums up Arsenal. One thing that really annoyed me about Arsenal in that game was they took their time with the set pieces. They would switch between the goalkeeper and the centre-back. The centre-back would go take it and let Raya come up and take it. He would take his time. There's throw-ins where Arsenal would be by our box and end all the way back up at Raya again. And then to cap it off, really, which summed them up, they were taking more risks in their own backyard than back 4, than they were near our box. Van Dijk nearly capsized and scored on that. So I think, really, Arsenal just need to, lighten up, loosen up, go for games, But, it was just that. It was just a game of 2 halves. First half, both sides of the pool, but Arsenal were the better side if you're going to pick a side of who was going to score. Second half, I think, was the other way round. So yeah, I mean, good win, good 3 points. And then to go and beat Arsenal 1-0, we then go and break the transfer record twice in one summer and signed Alexander Isak on deadline day. I did a video a couple of days ago because there was a point on Saturday where it was just like chaos, where everyone was going, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening. And I thought, screw this, I'm going to come back to YouTube and I'm going to do a video where I just talk through the situation as calmly as possible and give my view on it. And I said that I believed Alexander Isak would be a Liverpool player, and he is. I'm over the moon. I'm delighted. He's that dream signing. All of us as fans have dream signings for our clubs where we think, if we could sign that one player, who would it be? And for me, for the last 2 years, it's been Alexander Isak to Liverpool. So I am absolutely buzzing with that. I do think it's a title winning signing. Like, it's a signing where I've been comparing it to Manchester United with Van Persie when they signed him. It was United obviously didn't win the league the year before. We obviously won the league last season, and they went out and bought Van Persie and then walked the league. I feel like signing Alexander Isak has a very likelihood potential of doing that. So yeah, I just think it's a statement signing, breaking the British transfer record twice in one summer. That is a statement. We've won the league. We've now gone and signed the best striker in the league. You know, we're going to be like, the whole vibe around the club is positive with the summer business. All fans are excited now. I think 3 wins from 3 as well to go off into the international break, so good. I think we got Burnley up after the break. Rather Isak makes his debut. If he does, I think it'll probably be from the bench because he's not had a pre-season and stuff like that. I think we should be winning that game. No disrespect to Burnley, obviously football, anything could happen, but newly promoted side, you'd think we'd beat Burnley, and then we're into Merseyside derby. But you know, bringing Isak in, it's just that, whoa, that sort of signing. And you know, I mean, we've got the start of the season underway, we've got the window done. If, which I think he will, Isak kicks off really well, scores goals, and we start winning, you know, let's say by game week 8 or 9 or even 10, we're still unbeaten. Heck, maybe we've won most of them. Maybe we've only drawn once or twice. You're then going into part of the season where you're like, right, you know, we mean business. So yeah, I mean, that's Isak done, and then Guehi fell through on deadline day. My opinion on that, I didn't in that video discuss really what I thought of Guehi. Honestly, I thought it would happen, but it was never one where I was confident. On Isak, I was confident. On Guehi, there was always doubt around it, and I think summed up on deadline day, from what I read and from what I listened to, apparently there was more confident on the Palace side that it would be done than on Liverpool. So Palace sources were telling journalists that the deal would probably be done, and Liverpool sources were a lot more cautious. And then it was Palace who ended up putting the plugs on the deal. We had everything agreed, medical done, contract done. But there has been a bit of hype around that. Some people are saying Liverpool haven't had a perfect window. I think we have. This is a bad, thing to have happened to Liverpool. I don't think it is. Liverpool look weak defensively, and I think people have gone, because we've not looked strong defensively, they've gone, Liverpool don't have depth in defence, which is nuts. We have the same depth as we did last season. We've basically swapped Kwanzaa for Leone. It's the same 4. We had 4 last season. And then if things get real tough, Endo can go back there, or as shown in games, Gravenberch can go back there. So, and that's obviously at a push, Gravenberch or Endo go back there. And Leone, I've got to be honest, not really watched anything of him. I've seen clips of him, but clips can make any player look good. I have full faith in our recruitment team. We have brilliant models to go for it, and our models show Leone to be apparently the best young centre-back in Europe. So if Leone does live, and that's it's a does, it's not a fact, he may flop, and I accept that, but if he does live up to his potential, are we going to be worrying about Mark Guehi not signing? And I still think Guehi joins. It will just be in January or the summer. So that's my view on it all. Really happy with our window, 10 out of 10 window. I'm confident going into the season. I think we are favourites to win the league. I know Mo Salah and a lot of other players have talked about Arsenal because they've been with Arteta for so long. I don't agree. I think that we won the league last year at a 10 point gap. we've added Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Alexander Isak, Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong. I mean, wow, if anyone told me that at the start of the window, I'd been like, you're nuts. I did, like I said, I always had confidence we'd get Isak. I don't know why. It could have been because I was deluded at the start of someone was like, he's my dream signing. Liverpool's still linked with him. We're going to get him. But it was just a thought. I always believed we would get Isak. And I think getting Wirtz, Isak, Anik, I just think we've upgraded the squad massively. I have full faith in Arne Slot. I'm going to say it now, because obviously I haven't really done videos on the channel, so I've never really spoke about what I think of Arne Slot. That man is the best manager in the Premier League behind Pep Guardiola. And, you know, I think he can easily compete with Pep Guardiola as well. It's just Pep obviously done it far longer, proven himself in different leagues, won multiple trophies with the best clubs, created the best sides we've ever seen. But I genuinely think Arne Slot, at the end of his Liverpool reign, will be seen up there with the best managers. He is absolutely fantastic. He's improved every single player at the club since he's been here, apart from one or two, which, you know, you can't improve everyone. And yeah, I have just full faith in him. And yeah, I genuinely believe we will win the Premier League this season. We will do special things. Whether we'll win the treble or whatever, I don't know. For me, I want to wait on like everything, like on that side of it. I want to, obviously, because there's a lot more teams in the Champions League, so I'm not going to get into that. But Premier League wise, yeah, I think we're the favourites, and I think we will win it, and I think Isak will be a tremendous signing for us. So yeah, what a summer window. Leave down below what you think of the window. Before I go, sides that are not Liverpool, Sunderland. Now, we all have it. If you're a career mode player like I am, or a football manager, or there's other games I play, manager games, like a game called Soccer Manager, which is a really good game, an online manager game. When you pick a team and you have a really fun time, you sort of grow a soft spot for them. And Sunderland, just to be clear, I don't support Sunderland. I'm a Liverpool fan. But Sunderland I have a bit of a soft spot for. So I'm really happy to see them, A, back in the Premier League, and B, attacking the Premier League. Everyone was saying at the start of the season, Sunderland's going to go down, Sunderland's going to go down, easy, Sunderland down. I think Sunderland stay up now, and I think it'll be a nice mid-table finish for them, and I'm really glad to see that happening. And I think they've had a really good window. Leeds, I think, had a dreadful window. Man United, I don't think had a too bad window. I think they could have done with a midfielder, but Mbeumo and Cunha especially look pretty good. City signing Donnarumma, pretty good. Arsenal, though, have had a really good window, I think. Maybe they should have been in the chat talk for Isak. Maybe they shouldn't have gave up so easy, because they did, really, from about May. But as soon as Newcastle made top four, Arsenal links disappeared on Isak. But I'm glad they did. Thank God for that. But I do believe Isak would have chose us over Arsenal anyway. Chelsea have had a great window. João Pedro is going to be class for them. So yeah, I mean, overall, really exciting season ahead. But I think we are going to win the Premier League. And Alexander Isak is a red.